In this video, I would like to take a look at the Bright Local tool, which, as the name suggests, is a local SEO tool. It's very simple, easy to use, and low-cost tool compared to some of the other SEO tools out there. And it's really a great tool, especially if you like to do a lot of the SEO work yourself, but you find that you really want a tool to help you manage the process. So within Bright Local, you're going to find all the crucial tools that you need to get any local SEO job done. In fact, there are 7 SEO tools that are all found within one dashboard. And those tools are the Local Search Rank Tracker, the Local SEO Checkup, Google Plus Local Wizard, Citation Tracker, Citation Burst, Review Flow, and finally Review Biz. So what I'd like to do here in this video is to do a walkthrough of Bright Local so that you can see all the features and you can see how to actually use them, so you can see how this will benefit your local SEO, whether you are doing SEO for your own local business or you are providing local SEO services to clients. So when you log in to Bright Local, first, if you are getting started, you want to start out with a trial to see how it works, they will start by guiding you through that process. So you'll first be presented with a box that's going to ask you to add in your location. So this is where it gets very simple. It's going to automatically ask you to use the business name and put in some basic information about them. So we're going to be using as an example a plumbing business called Kesterson Plumbing, and they are located in the United States. Let me grab their zip code here from their website, pop that in, and the same thing here with their phone number. They are located in Alexandria, Virginia. So we're going to be looking at their rankings here. So here I can fetch the local details. And as you can see, it's going to go out, it's going to find the business, and it's going to match it. So I just want to double check, make sure that's the right address, and it is, so I can select that as the location. Now down below, you'll see that because we just went and fetched all the location details, it has actually filled in all of the details here for me. So now I can go ahead and select the actual business category. So for this one, I'll be doing plumbing and heating, as this is a plumbing and heating company. Everything else is good, and so I will add this location. Now you'll notice that there's some additional information, and this is where you can go in and you can add in some additional details like the client's specific contact details, more information about the company as far as their hours and whatnot go, their description, services, photos. So if you're doing citations, this can be helpful, or if you'll be using their Citation Burst service, as we'll get to here in just a bit, this is helpful information to enter. But I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank for now, just so you don't have to watch me insert all that information. And of course, we're here, we want to be able to monitor the data, so we want them to begin monitoring this data for us. Now, as I mentioned, there are several tools from search rankings, the local search audit, and so on. And it's going to ask us which of that information do we want to track. So I want to leave all of that tracked because I'm interested in all of that information, and I can continue on here. And it's going to walk me through each of these settings just so I can make sure everything is set up. So now I can insert my SEO terms. So I have a list of my keywords here. I'm going to go ahead and throw those in. And now it's going to let me select the actual location. And this is very important because with local SEO, it is all about where the searcher is located. So you want to make sure that you have authentic results that are being pulled in through the rank tracker. And the way to do this is to make sure that you insert the location of the business, as most of the customers are going to be based around this particular location. So we can verify the location. You can put in the city or you can put in the zip, both, and it will go out and verify that location as you see here. And then you can select which locations you want to have results for. If you want Google Mobile or Maps. So that way you can also be pulling in not only your organic search results, but you can be pulling in your local map pack rankings as well. So of course, that's something that's very important when it comes to local businesses. So our search rank settings here, if you want to track mentions of your business on third-party sites. So these are sites like Yelp, Facebook, YouTube, other types of sites like that. And this is one of my favorite features here, the additional website addresses for Rank Checker. So for instance, if you had a business that has a previous address, they've moved before, and you want to be able to track those as well, that's very important, especially if you are working on local citation building and you need to make sure that all of your citations are consistent. Now you can also go here and you can add in some competitors, and you can add in a handful of these competitors and their websites, and that way you are going to receive results about where they are ranking in comparison to you, but also what are they doing that you are not. If there are citations that they're going after that you are not, this tool is going to tell you about that, so you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. So I won't add that in here, but that is something that I would normally do. Now, if you have an SEO business, one of the great benefits of Bright Local is that you can white label reports. So you can automatically generate these reports and you can throw your own logo on there, your own name, all of your information. So that's really helpful to have. So some of the packages that Bright Local offers has this white label feature, and then some of them don't. So it just depends on if that is an actual service that you would need. If so, you'd be able to set that up here if you have that package. And then of course you'll be able to select here if you want for your reports to be available on an external URL. So that means that you or a client could access the report not on Bright Local's URL, but actually seeing that on a browser, which is nice. And then if you want to have reports run and sent weekly, monthly, which day is it actually going to be sent on, and some other options. And then you can choose to receive an email. So this really helps to automate that process so you don't have to come in and manually create these reports each week or each month. And then also if you want to receive a notification when there are changes with your listing, that's very helpful again so that you don't have to manually look for any changes. Now going on to the advanced local data, if you want them to look for incorrect or duplicate citations, then you can do that, which is very important because that can really mess up your rankings when it comes to ranking the local pack. So if you've operated under a different business name, a different address, a different phone number, you can list those in here, and it will not only look for your current citations, it will look for previous citations with those different business names or phone numbers. And then lastly, we have listings and reviews. So what will happen is Bright Local is going to go out and it is going to look for the business on third-party sites, Better Business Bureau, City Search, TripAdvisor, Dexnose, Yellow Pages, all these other third-party review sites, and it's going to make sure that you have the listing there. It's going to let you know if you have any reviews. It's going to let you know if there's any that, like this one for example, Best of the Web, where you don't have a listing and you can simply click and add that in. And so that's all going to be very helpful here. You can see Facebook, there's already 5 reviews being pulled in. And if you need to edit anything about the listing, then you can do that here as well. But we're going to look at where you'd get to this here shortly. So now we can click on Monitor this location. And as we do this, Bright Local is going to go start generating these reports, start getting that scheduling set up, so that way you are automatically going to be receiving reports for the information you've requested during this setup process. Okay, so now we have this location set up, and you can see it's saying the location dashboard is 63% set up. We can choose to add in our Google Analytics account, set up Twitter, Facebook, so it can also monitor our analytics and our social media if that's something that you want to have happen. Now you'll notice here on the left-hand side there are several menus, and you can see some of them are still pending, and that is because it is starting to pull in all of the data for these different reports. And what we're going to be able to do here is we're going to walk through each of these different tools, so you're going to be able to see them one by one and how you'll be able to use them individually. Now that some of these reports have run, let's go ahead and start walking through some of these features. And I want to start with the Local Search Rank Tracker. So you can easily grab this over here by this ranking icon right here by going to Tools and Rank Tracker. And this is going to analyze the three main search engines being Google, Yahoo, and Bing, as well as all of their local packs. So here you're going to be able to track all of your local and your organic search rankings. So when you run reports, or as we set them up to run automatically, you're going to see all of them here. So you'll be able to go back to previous reports at any time, and you'll also be able to compare reports. You can compare the current one to the previous one, or the current one to any previous one that you want to. So all we have to do here is click on View Report. Of course, you'll be able to see initially if you've had keywords gone up in rankings or down in rankings without having to even click through. So this becomes more and more valuable as you continue to work so that you can see your progress in action. So here we're going to be able to see how many of our keywords are actually ranking in the first position. Here we have 39%, 24% or 16 keywords are ranking in position 2 to 5, and so on all the way down. So this gives us a quick view. So here it's showing that we're doing pretty well, and for about 50% of the keywords, and the other 50% we need to do some additional work on to bump them up. Now below we're going to see a table. This is going to have each keyword that we are tracking broken down. And here you'll see a couple of things. You'll see here this is ranking, this keyword, Plumbers, Alexandria, Virginia, is ranking #1 in the local pack. And then you'll see that there is another site. You can see third-party site here, and it's in position 40, so that one is not making too big of an impact at the moment. But you'll be able to see what that website is, and then you can click through to see some additional information about that. Same thing moving over to Yahoo, you can see where you are ranked locally and organically, as well as Bing. So you'll be able to go through the list, you'll be able to see this for each and every keyword that you are tracking. And then at the top you have a couple of different tools here. You have the tracker chart, and this is going to let you track your progress for a particular term. So if you were looking for one particular keyword, you want to see how that's improving over time, this chart is going to display that, of course, as you continue to work with the tool. Here, this is a brand new setup for this particular business. And you also have the aggregate ranking chart, and this is going to let you see the whole report for all of the search terms, and you'll be able to see them over time, how you are continually progressing. So if you didn't set your location at the beginning during the setup like we looked at, you really want to make sure that you do that so you're getting accurate results here. And then you can always download the reports here. You'll be able to choose from various formats that you want to do, and then you can even view the report online if you have set that up with an external URL, if you have that particular package. That way you can white label this report and send that out to clients as well. The clients will be able to pull up the report using that external URL. It'll show your logo, it'll show your colors. What I also like to track here is not only my own rankings, but also my competitors. So you can add in several competitors like we looked at the beginning, and that way you can see where you are ranking in comparison to the top competitors, and you can also monitor their progress. That way if they're continuing to move up even further, you can spend more time looking at what it is that they're doing, and then you can see when you are starting to outrank other competitors as well. Now the next tool I'd like to look at is the Local SEO Checkup, which you can also find from this tool's drop down here under SEO Checkup. And this is a complete local SEO audit tool. It has hundreds of different automated checks, and it goes out and looks at your site. It takes about 5 minutes really just to set this up, and the whole report maybe takes at most 15 minutes to be delivered. So one thing I like to use this report for is for new clients that are coming on board. If I need to let them know basically the SEO health status of their website, this gives a very simple breakdown for them about what's working well and what's not working well. It breaks down factors very easily about why it's actually important for their business so that they can really understand it. So you'll see what I mean here in a second, but there's 6 sections of this report. It looks at offsite SEO, things like backlinks and domain authority. Also looks at on-page optimization factors, the actual rankings for organic and local pack, as well as local directories that businesses are listed in or could be listed in, Google Places, social media, and there is lastly an appendix. And this section gives detailed SEO insights on some of the top pages of the website. And again, these reports can be white labeled by using your logo colors, and then you can also customize the information that's being displayed in there. So if you don't want all of the information being displayed, you can take some out. If you want to edit what it says, you can do that as well. So to see this report, you can click on View Report. Same thing like we looked at with the rank tracker, it will continue to list all of your reports here, so you can go back and you can compare them or jump to old reports should you need to. So here at the top, you'll see a description of what it's actually looking at. It's going to tell you a little bit about what to expect in the report. So that's going to give a summary analysis of these main sections that I talked about as far as offsite or on-site SEO, the rankings. So you can see for this particular site, they're saying off-site optimization is okay, but the on-site is receiving a poor ranking. It needs some attention. However, the rankings are rather good. So if we look at off-site SEO, now this is what I was talking about. It says the site page is indexed in Google. There's 5 pages indexed. It shows the domain authority. So here it scores at 2.4 out of 10. It scores at 11 out of 100, and the average competitor is 11 out of 100, so we're right there even with them. So what does authority actually mean? So if you're new to SEO, this is very helpful so that you can understand what the report means and be able to better explain it to your clients, but also for clients when they're reading it so they can better understand what it actually means and then why this is actually important for your business. You'll see for each factor that they list, it gives that simple description. So again, the inbound links, the website age, all these things that can play an important role. And then we actually look at the search engine rankings here. So this is similar to the look for the rank tracker. Where is the website pulling up for their main keywords in Google, Yahoo, and Bing? And then it has an on-site report here. So this particular site, it says that they have a website structure issue where they're not able to crawl the part of the site. So that's something that we do want to look into right away, because if they're having trouble, it could be that search engines are having the same trouble, and that could also boost their rankings if we could figure that out. But we also have the local directory listing report here. So they are found in 14 different directories. They've claimed 7, they've added the descriptions, only a few of them have photos, and we see that we're doing pretty good here with reviews. But you can see there's some here where we probably could increase this a little better by claiming some of these listings, making sure that the descriptions are up to date, that the profiles are full, we've added photos. That's going to help push those up and make those more legitimate as well. And then we'll have the full list here. We'll be able to see all of the different listings that are found, if there's any that need to be added, and this will give us a quick overview here as well. Now this is going to look at the NAP information, which is name, address, and phone number. If you're familiar with local SEO at all, you know that NAP information must be consistent between all of the citations. If it's not, it can really mess up your ranking, so it's very important. So here it looks at anywhere you may have incomplete or incorrect citations or even duplicate citations, but this one looks pretty good. It just looks like we could verify some and complete those profiles. Same with the Google local, we have a content and competitor report. So here we do need to go back in again and add in some of those competitors, but then here we're going to be able to see which ones have verified, which ones have descriptions, which are the categories that they're using, which can make a big difference, who's got photos, who's got reviews. So it helps you to see at a very quick glance what are other competitors doing that this business is not, so that you can quickly do that. But also if you see other businesses, for instance, aren't verifying their listings, or a lot of them are adding descriptions, you can go in and you can add those so that way your citation stands out, and that will help boost you a little bit as well. Now for social media reports, it goes out and looks if you have any presence on social media sites. So that's something that's good to look at. But it's also important to look to see if the competitors have that as well, so you can see if that's something that's important for this particular business. So it does this with some of the top social media profiles. Now, since this particular site had an error, it's not going to show the appendix information either, because it has to be able to crawl the site to do that. So this is actually something that normally you're not going to run into, but it will list an analysis of all of the on-site SEO here, and that all is very, very important. That tells you specific things that you can do to the actual business website in order to improve its rankings and to make it more search engine friendly, make sure that it's better optimized for the keywords that you're going after. So again, this is good to give you a quick overview of the work that needs to be done, and if you have clients or potential clients, you can take these reports, deliver them directly to them as a way to sell them on SEO, because you can show them why these particular factors are important and what exactly it is that you will be doing with your time. So I've gone ahead and pulled up another site in the dashboard here because I want you to be able to see what this appendix section looks like. So typically this is what's going to happen. It's going to pull up this very in-depth appendix on up to 100 pages that it's analyzed for your website. So you can see here the first page starts with is the home page. It gives the title that is listed, the description, and then additional metrics, internal links, outbound links, the number of header tags that are being used, load time, and so on. So for this particular page, you can see the page title is not a good one. It doesn't have a description at all, so that needs some work. But the primary keywords are visible. There's one H1 header tag, 5 H2, so they're doing a pretty good job there. They do have a bit of backlinks, so that's good. So you can see what on-site optimization work is going to be required for this particular page. Then you can go on to the next one, which is their services page. Again, not a very good page title, no description at all. Still does have some backlinks, which is good. H1 tags, the keywords are there, all good. Testimonials, again, obviously this business isn't doing too well with page titles and descriptions, so that's going to need to be worked on all of these pages here. And so you can just go through here page by page, or you can do a search for the particular pages that you're looking on, and you can get a glimpse of these important metrics right from this page. So it makes it very helpful to have, and also very easy to present to the client as well, to show them what work needs to be done on these pages. All right, moving right along, we have next the Citation Tracker. So this is going to go out and it is going to find all of your existing active citation. Now, perhaps the best part of this, my favorite part of this, is that for any businesses that have old or out-of-date citations, so let's say they moved to a new address, they got a new phone number, that can completely mess up all the citations out there that goes into actually going out and correcting all of these. It's very time consuming because you have to go out and find them and then correct them. And then you have to track them, make sure they do in fact get updated and Google sees them. So this helps you do all of that right there, which is what I really, really like here. And Citation Tracker is also going to help you see where your competitors are listed, what citations that they actually have that you do not. That way you can make sure you get your business listed there and you're staying on top of the citations, and you're able to get all of the ones that the competitors have as well. And then of course you're going to be able to track the changes as you make them here. So since we've already created the report when we signed up today, we will see that there are 92 active citations out there, and the second best part, I guess I should say, is that there are potential citation sources, and in this case 123, that we can look into to see if they would be a good fit for the business. So we need citations and we're not sure where to go. This will give us a list. So let's take a look at this report. Now, just as with the other ones, we can automatically pull these reports. We can do it weekly, monthly, to get an idea of how many citations we have, how our profile is looking, if there's anything that needs corrected. So from this dashboard here, the citation tracking dashboard, we're going to be able to pull any reports up here, and we'll be able to update citations directly from this dashboard, change the status as we work on them, and it's really, really helpful here. You're going to see here, it's going to start off by looking at the top 10 citation sources. So it shows that we are listed in 80% of the top directories and only 20% we have left to go. So as we scroll down here, it's going to show us exactly what those top 10 are. And it's going to show us if there's any issues, and here it's going to say that there are NAP issues suspected. So this is going to allow us to go directly into that listing, see if there's any issues. All we have to do is click here to view the citation. It will take us directly to that site. And then we can update the citation directly from here. We can refresh the NAP information if we've done that, so that's all very helpful. And then we can switch up here to see the top 50 citation sources. And here we are listed in about 55% of those, and about 45 we are not listed in. So here we can go through and see which of the ones we're actually listed in, and it will show us which of the ones we actually need to be listed in. So we can go through any of these blank ones, and we can go ahead and click on this button to get the citation. It's going to take us directly to that site, directly to the page where you add your business citation. There's no more looking around for the right link and so on. So that's really helpful to have right here. You can also sort this by any ones that have errors, or if there's any that are duplicate and you need to remove one of those, it will show you those. So that way you don't have to sort through the whole list. You can filter out the ones that are okay, so you can only see the ones that you need to work on and so on. Then at the top, you'll be able to see all of your active citations. And here, as you can imagine, as you continue to work here and you pull new reports, actively work on citation building, you're going to see this chart continue to go up and up as you get more citations. So you'll be able to see all your active citations here. And then you'll be able to see if you have any pending citations. If you've gone out and worked on any, you can move it from active to pending, for example. And then you can look at potential citations. Now here's what I like about this. You can look here and you'll notice that we have A through E here. So this is going to list your top competitors. So here we have Spartan Plumbing, we have CAFI Contracting Services, Chandler's Plumbing, and so on. And then you can see where are these businesses listed. So you can see which ones are actually listed here. Here, this one, nobody's listed. So you can see where you need to be because a lot of your competitors are. So you can see this first one here, they have quite a bit of citations. And then you can also see the value of each citation source. So you can see if it's free or paid. You can see if this has a high value and the actual authority on a scale of 100. So LinkedIn, they're saying it is 100 out of 100. So that is a high citation authority. So this really helps you prioritize which citations you want to go after first. But this will give you an idea of different places where you can make sure that you are listed. So for instance here, if you see 3 of your competitors are listed but you are not, you want to make sure that you're also there. And then you can take advantage of some of these other citation sources where nobody else is. So that could help give you a boost as well above your competition. Now next we have the Google Plus Local Wizard, and this is one of the best tools here because you can easily compare the stats between your Google Plus page against your top competitors, and you can look for any particular search term that you're going after and see where you stand against your competitors that have top rankings. So this really is going to allow you to spy on your competitors to see which ones have high value citations, where you really need to step up your game to make sure that you are ahead of the competition. So let's take a look at this and we'll look at how you can really benefit from this. So when you first go in here, you're going to get an overview of your Google My Business profile. You're going to see the opening hours, you're going to see all the NAP information here, any photos that you have in your profile, and then you're going to be able to see all of your reviews. You'll be able to see any duplicate citations if there are any. You'll be able to see a NAP comparison. So if there's anything different that was here versus what you put in on your report, and then it looks at some of the other rank factors as well to make sure that you are all up to date here. But you can actually, as I mentioned, break this down by particular keywords. So it's going to list some of your top keywords up here. And then this is going to pull up the top local results for each competitor in the local pack. So you can see here, if you're ranked number 1, as this one is, you'll be able to see of the top 10 competitors in the local pack. Look how neat this is. How many of them have verified profiles? All the top ones do. How many citations do the top ones have? The first one has 77, the next has 27, the next only has 1. And then how many of these are the top citation sources? So we looked at the top 10 and the top 50 citation sources. That's what it's referring to here. And then how authoritative are those citations overall? So you can see the number 3 position only has a 20 out of 100, and we in number 1 have 51 out of 100. Also the number of backlinks. So here you can see this one, that's probably doing some spam here. That's quite a bit for a local site. But here we have 9, this one's 0, this one 1. How many of those are actual linking domains? The overall website authority score, C-flow, how many reviews? What are those actual star ratings? The number of photos they have in their profile. So for instance, if you're down here and you see you only have 1, but then the top ones have 2, 10, 16, you want to add in some images. Then you can also see categories. So for instance, if you're this guy down here and you are an HVAC contractor. I don't know what this business does by their name, but maybe they're actually plumbing. They're not an HVAC contractor. Maybe it would be better for them to switch to the plumber category because that is a big ranking factor. So that's why I love this, especially if you're not ranked number 1. You can see at a very quick glance what is everybody else doing, and this will give you the answer to what it is that you need to be doing for your citations or your Google My Business profile so that you can get that extra little boost that you need. So these are some of those easy SEO steps that you can take that really are going to make a big difference. And if you want to sort by any of these, you can do that. You can sort and see who has the top citations, who has the largest number of citations or least number. You can do all of that. So that makes it really neat. Now below you'll see a citations matrix, and this is going to show you again these top competitors, how many citations they have, and if any of these are listed on any of these other sites. So you can see what the authority is of these different sites and see which one of the competitors actually have them by looking at these check marks over here. So if you see a lot of them on Facebook, for example, that might be one that you need to consider being on. If you don't see any on LinkedIn, that might be a golden opportunity for you, depending on the type of the local business. So this is going to give you another very quick overview of what you can do for your citations just by looking at this matrix. You can see just how long it is, how detailed it is, how many sites they actually look at. And this is being pulled from where your actual competitors are online so that you know exactly where they are. You can find any of those citation sources that are maybe specific to the location of the business or also the specific industry of the business as well. And then at the very top, of course, you can continue to pull the reports, you can white label them, all of that up here as well. Before we move on from talking about citations, I want to talk about the Citation Burst service offered by BrightLocal, and you can find that in your dashboard up here on the main menu here. And basically this is a pay per submission service offered by BrightLocal, because if you've ever done citations before, you've built them or you've had to go behind someone and clean them up, you know how tedious and time consuming it can be. So their Citation Burst service allows you to pay per submission. I believe it's about $3 per submission, or if you have a large number of citations, you can order in bulk, and then I think it knocks the price down to about $2 per submission. So to set that up, all you do is start a new campaign. And if you think about back to the beginning where we were setting up the campaign and there was a part of the setup process where we could insert information like images from the business, their logo, their description, their top categories, hours of operation, and so on. It will allow you to just select the business name here, and then it will automatically pull in all of this information for you because you've already done that. And so here it's going to go in, it's going to make sure that you have all of your business information correct, and then you can continue through this process, pay for the citations that you want. They'll actually submit to, I believe they have over 1,500 different directories, so you can choose where you want them to submit to. You can have them create new citations or update or correct existing ones, and then they'll go out and they'll submit a citation. They'll create that listing directly to each site that you choose. Then of course you're going to be able to track the results through a report that they provide, and you can automate those reports. You can also make sure they're white label if you want to set them up that way. That's the account that you have. And how long it takes really depends on the number of citations that you have. Typically no more than 14 days to complete them all, but again, depends on your order volume. And then after they've actually created the citations, they'll go back and they'll double check them after they've gone live to make sure that they look good, everything is correct, and so you have nothing to worry about there. So if you're looking for a way to make sure this gets done but not have to do it yourself, this is an option. All right, now we can get into talking about reviews. We only have 2 tools left. They both have to do with reviews, but this one in particular is really neat. Under Tools, we can go to Review Biz. And this is really neat because it will allow you to create what they call a badge. And this is basically like a widget, if you're familiar with WordPress, where you can create this badge and then you add it directly to your site. And it allows you to select which review sites you want people to be able to leave reviews on, and then all your customers will have to do is simply click on a button. It'll take them to the review site where they can leave a review. So it's a great way to increase the number of reviews a business gets. So very easy to set up. Again, you have a white label badge option here, so you can set this up to be unique for your business if you are going to provide this to clients. But either way, you select Create New Badge here. You can give your badge a name. You can select the company name here. It'll insert that automatically for you, all of the information here. Just want to double check it. And then you can click on Next Step. Now this is going to bring you to the actual badge page where you're going to be able to see some examples here of these different review badges. So here you can see you can customize this to your site. So if you just want a small one, let's say to put on your sidebar, you can do that here. If you want a little bit bigger, a large one that's fully open, you can do that. So it's whatever your preference is, whatever fits the site better. So you can see with these, when you hover over it, people will be able to choose from any of these places where they would like to go and leave a review for you. And you can choose if, for instance, you don't want yellow bot or free index on there, to remove those options and only have the options that you like. So you can select, let's say, medium, and then go to Next Step. Now the next step here is that you're going to be able to confirm which of these listings you want. What's happening here where you see it says updating listing, Bright Local is actually going out and is looking for your profiles on these sites. It's looking for your listings, and you see as it finds them, it's going to list them here. So it's starting to find the actual listings because it wants to send your customers directly to your actual listing page. So now I can say, okay, well, I don't want Yahoo Local, or I don't want City Search. So once it finds all of these, then you can just uncheck the ones that you don't want to have appear. And you can just have a few of them, whichever ones it is that you want. So you can just get rid of those. And then you go down. Now, let's say you have, say, a local business directory or an industry-specific directory that you've submitted to that doesn't show up on this list. You can simply type in the name, you can put in the URL of your listing, and then you can choose for it to display on your badge. So that's a great way to get reviews on a particular site that you want that is not necessarily a major directory. If you want Facebook and Twitter, you can do that too, and then go ahead and click Next Step. Now here it tells you this is what you're going to do. This is almost similar to putting in like Google Analytics or something on your site. You copy the code, you go to the particular page where you want it, and you paste it in. So here, all I do, the code is highlighted, I'm going to copy that, and then I'll go to my website and paste it in. This is what it's going to look like. So let's say you have a WordPress website. If you wanted it to appear on your sidebar, you would go to Appearance and Widgets, and you would then select a widget for code, and you'd pop that in, and when you save it, you'll see that this now appears on your site. So it's very, very easy to do. If you're unfamiliar with this or this isn't something you want to do, having a developer do this will just take them literally a couple of minutes to do. It's very easy. And if you want to change any of this text here, you'll be able to do that under the white label option from that main page on the dashboard. So this is an excellent way to increase reviews, which of course can help you tremendously in the local pack. Alright, so now you have your site set up to collect reviews. Now we need to monitor them, and that's where the final tool of BrightLocal comes in. You'll find that here under Review Flow. Now Review Flow is going to locate, and they're going to help you monitor reviews on up to 40 different review sites. So it's going to go out, it's going to find existing reviews that you have, and it's going to continue to track new reviews as you get them. So this is going to look at sites like Google+, Yelp, Yellow Pages, TripAdvisor, and other ones just like that. So since we've pulled the report already, we can go in and we can view the report here. And this is going to tell you you have an average of a 4.5 star rating with a total number of 61 reviews. And then of course, as you continue to use the tool, you'll be able to see, okay, how many reviews have I gotten in the past 30 days? How many of those are in the past 90 days, 6 months, and so on. So you're going to be able to see your growth over time and how well the business is actually doing on collecting reviews. Then you'll be able to have a breakdown here of the reviews by the sites. Then you can see if there's any particular directories that you want to spend more time focusing on. So let's say one of these sites is ranking well on the first page, but you don't really have many reviews. That may be where you want to shift your focus a little bit so you can collect some more reviews. You'll be able to see how many stars you have and how many actual reviews that you have here. You'll also be able to see your reviews by their actual rating here, so you can see how many are 5-star all the way down to 1 star, for example. The one I particularly like here is that you can sort these by 5-star reviews. You can see what's going really well all the way down to 1-star reviews. Let's say this is your business, or you are working with your business to help manage their brand and what's going on out there. You can not only read the review from right here, but it's going to take you to the page where you can directly respond to this person. So if they left you a bad review, you want to be able to go out there and show new potential customers what the issue was, what happened, how you were working to improve your service. But if nobody hears from you, nobody hears your side, of course you have to be professional at all times regardless of what is being said, then it doesn't give them any way to know what happened, or if you are continually working to improve the service, or if maybe it was just a crazy customer that you had. So this is a great way to really stay on top of what's going on out there. Even if you have 5-star reviews and you want to say something positive, it shows new potential customers that the business is out there, that they care, that they're very responsive to their customers, regardless if they had a positive or negative experience. So this also is a report that can be white labeled, just as with all of the others. You can compare the reports month to month. You can see how many reviews you're getting, what the reviews are actually saying. And really, this is just like the citations. You can handle the whole process from right here. And if you need to jump to a particular page, it's going to take you right there. It saves so much time from having to go out there and find each one individually. So this also here in BrightLocal is giving you a great way to manage your reviews as well as find new reviews. Make sure that your new customers are giving you reviews as well. So as you can see here with BrightLocal, if you're looking for an all-in-one SEO tool that you can use for your local business or for your local SEO clients, BrightLocal should definitely be one that you are considering. They have a 14-day free trial. You don't have to insert any of your payment information. They won't ask you for any of that up front. They have no contracts. You can literally use it for just the 14 days, and if you don't like it, that's it. You don't have to do anything. If you want to continue using it, of course you can sign up, but you can cancel at any time. You really have nothing to lose to give it a try. So hopefully this is going to give you a better idea of what you can expect from BrightLocal, how you would go about using it for the sites you're working on. In my experience in reaching out to them, they have very good support. They are very quick. They're very helpful with their responses when you need them. You'll notice that they take a priority with that. They have a chat box right here so you can jump in if you have any questions. There's also a help icon down here. So if you need to search for any documentation or be able to reach out to them, it's all right there. You're never going to have to search for it. They make it obvious right from your dashboard. I really hope you found this overview of BrightLocal very helpful. If you have any questions about BrightLocal or any comments at all, please do feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to help. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to be notified of new tutorials, and don't forget to share it with anyone who may find this helpful as well.